Chapter 5. Quack! Worm, get Griffith out of there! Drake yelled. Worm's body glowed, and the duck floated away from the wizard and into Drake's arms. Get to the city entrance as fast as you can, Tessa instructed. Her dragon stone glimmered. The wavy pattern on her dragon began to wobble. Sauna and Tessa shimmered and pulsed. Then they disappeared. Sauna can transport, Drake thought. He put a hand on Worm and cradled the duck with the other. Petra kept one hand on Zara and touched Worm. Worm, transports us back to the entrance to the city, Drake commanded. In a flash, they appeared beside Tessa and Sauna. Thanks for not bumping into us this time, Tessa said. Quack! The duck quacked. So it sounds like your wizard got turned into a duck, Tessa said. It looks that way, Petra said, unless he got switched with the duck, and the real Griffith is in the duck pond somewhere. Drake held the duck in front of his face. Quack 3 times if you're a Griffith, he said. Quack, quack, quack. Drake smiled. Good, he said. I mean, not good that you're a duck, but at least we haven't lost you. We'll find a way to turn you back. How can we help him? Petra said. We should go to Balorian, Tessa said. That's what your wizard said. Felix told me to go there too. Quack, Griffith agreed. The castle of the wizard is there, Petra added. I read a book about it once. Let's transport right away, Drake said. He turned to Tessa. It looks like Sauna can transport, too, but in different ways than Worm. Sauna is a sound dragon, and one of her powers is that she can turn into sound waves. Tessa told him. Sound waves move really, really fast. Do you and Petra want to try it? No, thank you, Petra said. I don't like things that move really fast. I'll try it, Drake said. Worm, can you get Petra and Zara to Balorian? Yes, Worm replied. Quack, quack. Petra left. I think Griffith wants to go with me, she said, as she took him from Drake. Drake climbed up onto Sauna's back. Put your arms around me and hold on, Tessa instructed. Sauna's going to turn us into sand waves too. It'll feel a bit weird. Drake thought about changing his mind, but he decided not to. Ready, he said. He looked down at Sauna's wavy scales. They started to wiggle. Drake heard a humming sound in his ears. His body felt tingly. Then whoosh! They sped toward Balorian at the speed of sound. Chapter 6. Balorian. Drake's head felt very fuzzy. They were moving impossibly fast. He felt frightened and excited at the same time. This is really different from when Worm transports, he thought. The tingly feeling stopped. Drake blinked. They had landed on a flat green plain overlooking the blue sea. A path led to a tall castle that towered on the end of a cliff. What did you think, Drake? Tessa asked. Drake grinned. That was a wild ride, right? Tessa patted the braid of her hair wrapped around her head. That's why I wear my hair like this. Otherwise it flies all over. Green light flashed, and Worm appeared with Zara and Petra, who held Griffith under one arm. Quack! You beat us, Petra said, surprised. Sauna is really fast, Drake told her. Then he looked at the path leading to the castle. That must be the castle of the wizards. Let's walk. They stepped onto the path. So, Tessa, what other powers does Sauna have? Petra asked. Tessa jumped off Sauna's back without letting go of the leather straps. Sauna has lots of great sound powers, she said, walking beside her dragon. She can make powerful sound waves that can break up rocks. She can transport into sound waves and pass through solid things like walls. She is really a cool dragon, Drake said. Is it hard being a dragon master if you can't see? Petra blurted out. Her cheeks turned pink. I'm sorry. Is that a rude question? I don't mind you asking, Tessa replied. The answer is that it is not hard. I have the same connection with the Sauna that you two have with your dragons, just like you. I train my dragon, but unlike you, Sauna tells me what's going on when I can't figure things out by what I hear or feel. She guides me and describes things to me. That's awesome, Drake said. Before I met Sauna, Tessa explained, I use this staff to help me get around. She pulled out the long staff strapped to her back. How does that work? Drake asked. Tessa let go of Sauna's strap. She gripped the staff just below the dragon's head carved on the top. Then she held the staff in front of her and walked forward. She moved it from left to right, tapping the ground. I moved the staff a little wilder than my body to make sure it's clear for me to take a step. I can feel if there's a rock in front of me or the door, stuff like that. That's so smart, Drake said. Thanks, Tessa replied. I use my hearing and other senses to get information about my surroundings too, but having Sauna as my guide is the best. Sauna is one of the coolest dragons I've ever seen, Petra said. Tell me about Zara, Tessa said. What kind of powers does she have? She is a dragon with poison powers called the Hydra, Petra explained, but she also has a beautiful song. She can heal anyone who is hurt by her poison. That is an amazing power, Tessa said. Can I hear a song? Petra smiled. Sure, she said in her dragon's tongue glow. Zara, please sing for us. The Hydra's forehead began to sing together in harmony. A sweet, pretty tune filled the air. While Zara sang, Tessa's dragon's tongue glowed. A soft pink light shone from Sauna. The light got brighter, and Zara's song became louder. That's another power, Tessa said. Sauna can change sound waves to make sounds louder or softer. Zara and Sauna should experiment more when we have time, Petra suggested. They had reached the castle. A wizard guard wearing a tall black cat stood in front of the door. Stop! No dragons may enter here, he yelled. Chapter 7, The Castle of the Wizard. The guard frowned and crossed his arms. You have to let us in, Tessa demanded. There's a wizard duel happening in Remus, and our wizard has been turned into a duck, Drake said. Petra held out Griffith. Quack! The guard raised an eyebrow. Is that so? That duck sounds like an ordinary duck to me. He bent down and looked the duck in the eyes. Quack, 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 Griffith scolded. The guard straightened up. Yes, Griffith, you can see the head wizard right away. Can you understand birds? Drake asked. Mostly just ducks and chickens, the guard replied. You kids can go in, but your dragons must stay here. Those are castle rules. Sano needs to stay with me, Tessa explained. She guided me. Quack, quack, Griffith added. Yes, guide animals are allowed, the guard said, but Sano can use her dragon powers inside the castle. Got it, Tessa said, and she and Sano moved past the guard. You'll find the head wizard at the end of the hallway, the guard called after her. Drake and Petra followed Tessa, leaving Zara and Worm outside the gates. This place reminds me of Dragon's Castle, Drake thought, looking at the floors and walls made of gray stone. As Drake and Petra passed by half-open doors, they saw scenes very different from those in Bracken. In one room, boys and girls waved wands with sparkling tips. Right, Griffith said that young wizards trained here. Drake remembered in another classroom, a boy pointed his fingers at an apple and it turned into a potato. Another room was filled with glittery purple fog. Finally, they reached the door at the end of the hallway. Drake moved to knock on it, but the door was swung open on its own. They heard a voice from within. Griffith, what trouble have you gotten into? Chapter 8, The Head Wizard. Drake and Petra stepped into the room. There was a woman sitting behind a desk. The woman was wearing a wizard's hat. Her white hair was pulled back from her wrinkled face. Instead of wizard robes, she wore an orange dress with fabric draped over her shoulder. But when her dark brown eyes gazed at him, Drake shivered. He could almost feel the magic coming out of them. Hello, Drake and Petra, the head wizard said, and Drake was not surprised that she knew their names. Tessa, please come in. But I'm afraid your dragon won't fit in the room. That's fine, Tessa said. She entered using her staff to tap the floor in front of her. I am the head wizard. You may call me Joanna, she informed them. Diana nodded to Petra. Bring me Griffith. Petra stepped forward and put the duck on the desk. Griffith waddled over to the wizard. Quack, 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 quack. Oh dear, Diana said, smiling. I'm sorry to smile, my friend, but this is rather funny. She clapped, and 2 wizards rushed into the room. Perform the spell of undoing on this duck, she told them. He should end up as a human wizard when you're done. One of the wizards scooped up Griffith. Then they both left without a word. Drake frowned. Will the spell work? It will, but it may take an hour or so, Jaina replied. We don't have that much time, Tessa blurted out. There's a wizard duel in Remus, and it's getting out of control. Is Frolics involved? Jaina asked. He is not a rule breaker. Macro challenged him to a duel, Tessa answered. Frolics is just trying to save our city. The wizard's eyes widened. But Macro has been missing for years. When did he come back? Maldred trapped him in time, but he escaped. It's a long story, Drake said. Tessa is right. We need to act fast to save Remus. Jaina stood up and walked to a corner of the room. There was where a gazing ball sat on a round table. She waved her hands over it. Remus, she said. An image of the arena appeared inside the glass. The red and yellow mist over the arena was now a big swirling cloud. People were running away from it. The head wizard turned to the dragon masters. You're right, this is serious, she said. Only a power crystal can stop this magic, so let's get a power crystal. Tessa cried. Jane shook her head. I'm afraid that's impossible, she said. And without a power crystal, Remus will fall.